Talking to neighbors often results in vicious verbal abuse, threats of violence, the potential for physical attacks, and even more frequent burning for longer durations out of spite. The 5 to 11 timeframes for burning wood will not prevent all harm and may not prevent all issues, but it is a way to successfully and easily enforce a bylaw that provides meaningful and guaranteed protection for everyone affected, regardless of their neighbor's willingness to accommodate. People can open their windows at 11 p.m. to have access to fresh air and clear the smoke that is built up inside their homes. It will allow those affected and their children to have some time to use their yards, and if they have to evacuate their homes due to one or multiple neighbors chronically burning, it will allow them to know that they will be able to return by 11 p.m. Forcing people and their children to wait until midnight or 1 a.m. to be able to safely return to their own homes for clean air is unacceptable. It is not reasonable to expect all of us to be forced to endure this to accommodate what some people like. Personally, if there wasn't wood smoke, there would be no issues with any of my neighbors. We have 7 fire pits outside on our side of the block alone, where people burn at least once a week for hours. Exposure is constant.
So then have you made a lot of calls to the fire department with issues?
And it's usually once my son begins to choke. So that's when people have started at 2, and then that's when I have to call at 6. Or 7 or 11, and I can't walk around figuring out which one or multiple of my 8 or 12 people on both sides of my block are currently burning to be able to call the fire department without them having to just go around up and down. Okay, that's why those numbers are there. They will insist on coming to your backyard, into your backyard, parking their fire truck in front of your house and notifying every single person in the area that it was you that called. And they will, once they get into your backyard, they will try to assess whether they subjectively feel at that moment, regardless of how long that fire has been burning, if they feel that it is strong enough to warrant putting it out. And what I have personally found is, even if they can hear a young child hacking away, doesn't matter. You're just forced to at least try.
When the fire department comes to your house, do your neighbors hassle you about that?
Of course. The thing to keep in mind is whatever time frame that you allow will be the time frame we're exposed. Yeah. We have at least 5 people on our block that are continuously affected by the other people chronically burning, who don't call, who don't come forward. They just suffer in silence because they know they're going to get the responses that you have from their neighbors.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Tennent.